feel my teeth.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, usually I can't feel my teeth. It's good.
So there's been a lot of talk. Obviously,
I feel my eyes watering.
What's up, Round Rock? Welcome to Round Rock's Budget Hot Takes, the show where we turn up the heat on the city's proposed budget and see who can handle the burn. I'm your host, Sarah Bustillos, and today I'm joined by two people who have really been living and breathing the budget process for months now. Bennett, our city manager, and Kevin Klosterboer, our chief financial officer. This year's proposed budget is $789.7 million, with $418.7 million of that going toward our community investment program, which includes large capital improvement projects such as roads, infrastructure, parks, and more. This budget is built on a property tax rate of 37.2 cents, which is up 2.4 cents from last year, with 0.9 cents for public safety and 1.5 cents for voter-approved bond projects. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
First off, how are we feeling today?
Hungry?
Yeah. Excited.
For now, hungry.
Who do you think is going to have a better time with these wings?
Kevin, for sure. Kevin's unfazable, so that's kind of been the joke, is Kevin has a great poker face. So he'll either stay Kevin and even keel, or he'll break. So either way, it's gonna be great.
Awesome. Well, we will get started with our first wing. You ready?
Sure.
Ready.
Here we go. Pretty good.
So far, so good.
This is the easy part of the show.
Good. Love the wing.
Well, first of all, you are both what we'd consider native Round Rock residents. Kevin, you're a graduate of Stony Point High. Brooks, you were essentially born and raised here. You've experienced Round Rock's growth firsthand. What surprises you about how much things have changed?
I think it's just amazing to see how far our community has come over, past almost 45 years for me being here. To know the path that we're on into the future versus where we came from, it's really amazing. All the amenities that have been built in the community, and to remain that small town feel and be safe and know that we're on a great path to the future. To me, it's really exciting. Where my birth certificate says Georgetown on it. Round Rock didn't have a hospital when I was born in 1981. And now both my little boys have Round Rock on their birth certificate. So something as simple as a hospital, and us, having grown from, nothing to multiple hospitals, heart hospitals, it's really amazing what this community's done over the past 45 years.
Awesome. How about you, Kevin?
Yeah, just seeing the growth in Round Rock, driving around and seeing roads that haven't existed up until just a few years ago, seeing the continued investment the city's made in really providing services to their residents as we grow has been really rewarding. Now that I'm here raising my family, they're going to the same schools that I went to. It's just really, really neat to see.
I see you going for some more chicken
Yeah,
there.
I'm hungry.
You might want to eat less of the ones coming up, but I'm glad you're having a good start.
While I can handle it, I'll try and flex a little bit. I'll cave soon enough.
Oh.
But I think, to me, also, the excellent school system that we have here in Round Rock, that's what people say when they come here. They come here for schools and they come here for safety, and that's a huge driver. So to me, when we had the opportunity to hire Kevin as a CFO and knowing he's a product of Round Rock schools, to me that's just such a cool story, knowing that some of the best and the brightest grew up here. Kevin went out of state for college, worked out of state, and then was able to come back and raise his family here. That essentially was the vision of the community of what we wanted to create and what the city leaders of the past wanted. So for us to be able to embody that in some way, to me, it's really exciting and cool.
And as we're talking about the budget and the tax rate, not everybody understands that, the city is different from the school district. Can you talk a little bit about, when I get my tax bill, what I'm looking at?
Sure thing, yeah. So the city property taxes make about 20% of a resident's total property tax bill. The majority of the taxes go to the school district, to the excellent Round Rock ISD, to fund the continuing education in our community. The county also takes about 20%, and there's some smaller tax entities that make up the difference.
So for the median value homeowner who has a taxable value of $395,000, give or take, that rate means an annual city tax bill of about $123 per month. How do you explain to residents what that actually delivers in their daily lives?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's thinking about all the services, having well-trained public safety professionals in both police and fire that show up when you need them the most. It's having a great road network, which to me, it's, as Kevin said, it's amazing, all the construction that's underway. We know 2026 is going to be tough because we have so much under construction, but once those roads open, like when the RM620 bridge opened over the railroad, it's as close to time travel as we can create, frees up a lot of times in people's lives. And then really what sets our community apart is our community's investment of quality of life amenities like our parks and trails systems. For me, that's the thing I'm most jealous of as a kid, thinking of all of the opportunities to move around town safely on our shared use paths that we're putting in standard on all of our road projects, all the trails that we continue to put in place. So to me, that's, it's easy to get tied up in thinking about rates and percentages, but really at the end of the day, when you look at the bill that you pay to the city of Round Rock and see all the services that you get and have top quality people that are showing up and delivering those services, to me, that's what makes me feel really good about getting to be a part of that story of great service to a great community at as best of a rate as we can provide it at, which is why we're historically one of the lower property tax rates. It's not a race to see who can be the cheapest. You'd run a community completely different if it was about just be as low of a rate as possible. And we try and respond to the needs and desires of a community that wants to have a place that 40 years from now, our kids and grandkids want to come back to and get to experience the amenities and transportation systems that we put in place and have that continue to be a safe community.
Awesome. Y'all ready for the next swing?
No. Yeah, sure.
Let's get after it. Okay, y'all are licking yours clean.
Do you have to eat it as much as we do? Is that part of like the unspoken rule?
Yep, I'm gonna hang in there with you.
Perfect. That's good to know. I feel like Indiana Jones when Marion was training for the drinking contest. I've been training for months.
Oh no, not the energy drink.
It's actually
it's
actually liquid Pepto-Bismol. Chill's really great.
I love it. All right. Can you talk about how long this process takes of putting together an actual budget?
Yeah, absolutely. So the budget process kicks off in January when our mayor and city council meet for their strategic planning retreat, in which they don't start from scratch, but they look at the strategic plan that's been in place for a long time, do refinements as needs arise. And that strategic plan really becomes the foundation of our budget process. That gives a document with very clear, specific goals that then department directors, when they're considering what to ask for in the upcoming budget cycle, they're able to ask for things that will help the community achieve the goals that are set by the city council.
Yeah, and can't stress enough the value of that strategic planning process that our council does. So, the budget is the game plan to execute a strategy. It's using those resources as wisely as possible over the next year for the way that cities do budgets. But it's not just shooting in the dark over what we should do for the next year. We have plans that are looking out, well into the future, a 5-year plan for, capital, 5-year plan from all of our departments for how we expect to staff ourselves. And that makes it really easier when you try and put together the game plan for the next year. And for the way that the City of Round Rock does our strategic planning process, we have goals and dates that staff is to deliver on behalf of the community to the council who, responds directly to the people who vote for them. So it makes it really helpful for staff to know that we're on the right path of executing the vision of the council based on that strategic plan. To me, it's really cool to see all of the people involved in the budgeting process. So when finance does the kickoff meeting, there are so many people, so many layers having their hands on the budget, and I'm lucky enough to get to be able to present that proposal to the council following their vision. But there's probably 100 people that have their input into how we operate and how we build that budget. So it's a huge team effort. So while a lot of people don't get to see that, just for all of our staff that have a role to play in that, just incredibly thankful for their professionalism and their ability to understand that there's challenges for people out there to be able to fund operations the way we do stuff. So we have a duty to be as efficient as possible for not just how we expend the resources, but the requests that actually come in for what we're going to do.
And even beyond those 100 people, I mean, we have so many mechanisms that we're reaching out to the public and kind of hearing. So, I mean, it's even beyond that. Over the years, we have our biennial community survey and these public input meetings that we have for various projects. So we're constantly kind of hearing from the public as well.
Yeah, there's multiple checks in through all of our processes to see how we're doing. And that biennial survey is incredibly important. And simple questions on, do you think we're on the right path on these different services we provide? And are we providing great customer service to our community? Because, that's one thing that really can set us apart. Most governments, city governments in the state of Texas have pretty similar services. But one thing we can do to set ourselves apart is, treat people with dignity and respect, show up and be trained when they need us, and be as efficient as possible with service delivery.
Ready for the next wing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's not too bad.
They're getting hotter, right?
Yes.
Is that the show?
That's
is
the
that
show.
the thing? I just discovered the thing.
Starting
Yes.
to build a little.
What do we think?
That was good.
I can feel my teeth.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Usually I can't feel my teeth. It's good.
So there's been a lot of talk. Obviously,
I
we're
feel my eyes watering. This
You look good.
budget is so emotional for me.
You're doing
I'm
great.
gonna rely on that. He's crying because he cares.
That's great. I love that about you. So there's a lot of talk from cities around us. Obviously, being in Central Texas, we're all kind of looking at what everyone else is doing. You have some cities talking about sticking maybe with the no new revenue tax rate, some talking about going to a tax rate election. It feels like Round Rock's proposed budget is maybe sort of in the middle. It would be about $7.88 per month increase for the median value homeowner over the no new revenue rate. We've also had historically one of the lowest, if not the lowest rate, as mentioned. How do you make that happen, even just from a numbers standpoint, looking at the properties we have? And how do you make sure you stay on course with city council and the community's needs from a money standpoint?
I think one of the dirty secrets in local government is that a single family residential home pays $1 in taxes and demands more than $1 in services. That's why it's incredibly important for us to have a vibrant economy of businesses in the community, and why it's important for us to have strong sales tax collections and having all of our sports management and tourism tournaments that we have, and having Kalahari, and importing people to the IKEA and the premium outlets that come from out of town and they leave money behind and they don't demand a lot in service. And that actually helps offset the cost on the residential taxpayer, which has been a model of our community for a long time, and something that a lot of cities quest for. And we have to work really hard to maintain our strategic positioning of having those dollars come from businesses and getting the right companies to come here and have great jobs with great benefits for people. So it's really, part of a total economic picture, if you will, on how you run a city. And the budget is one way that we execute those plans.
And with some of the growth we've seen, obviously we have some new value on the books from that growth, but can you talk about kind of how much of a difference does that really make when we're budgeting?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do have some new value hitting the roll. That the way the property tax calculation works is new value adds to the revenues we'll get next year, of course, but the additional property taxes we gain from new value isn't really enough to even cover the services that new value, especially on the residential side, has. Over the long term it is, but we have a history of really being strategic about the property tax rate. The mayor and council are always conscious not to necessarily adopt the lowest rate, but to really provide the best value to our residents. So that's really focused on really as we build the budget, what brings value in terms of the roadway infrastructure, the parks and library, those really quality of life amenities. That's really what we focused on as we built the tax rate, both for the proposed year as well as the past several years in history.
Yeah. Focusing on the right things and being as efficient as possible. I mean, that's what really has set us apart for a long time.
We ready to enter the hotter wings?
Let's do it.
They get a little spicy here.
I'm more worried about my hands.
Don't touch your eyes.
Well, now I just want to touch my eyes constantly, like just blinking.
I took a big bite on that one.
That was a big bite you took. Starting to burn a bit.
Like, you never think of like the geometry of your throat until you eat something really hot. Like, it's both bigger and smaller than I thought.
Anyone who knows you, Brooks, will not be surprised that's where your brain is going right now. All right, we're going to push through this round with some rapid fire questions. So you can each go on each of these or jump in, whatever makes the most sense to you. How are you feeling, Kevin?
Feeling good?
Great. That poker face.
Your stomach just made a cool noise. Like, your face says one thing, but your stomach is saying something else.
All right, here we go. What is something in the upcoming year's budget that excites you the most personally?
To me, it's continuing to invest in public safety, adding 10 police officers, 6 firefighters. Those are the people that put their lives on the line for us on a daily basis, and they're out there on the street. And knowing that we're recruiting great talent to come in and provide those services, to me, that's really, really exciting to know we live in a town that's willing to invest in public safety.
Cool.
For me, I think it is the roadway infrastructure. It's got roads under construction all over in Round Rock. We're really, while in the short term may take a bit longer to get around, they'll have really long-term gains. That's really funded through some debt we have planned to issue as part of the 2026 budget, and also the investment in the parks infrastructure. Old Settlers Park will really be transformed through work underway, including an expansion of the Rock and River Water Park. That is a new program also funded for 2026.
And downtown is getting just kind of a constant facelift. Lots of different projects and moving parts down there.
In the late 90s, downtown at 10 p.m. was a pretty sleepy downtown, and now there's a lot of activity down there. And even on the weekend days, seeing families down there, being able to use the Griffith Paseo when it's open, there's a lot of great stuff going downtown. And for me, making sure that we protect and maintain that, and a lot of people don't realize the volume of staff that we've added down there to make sure that the leaves are swept up and that the roads are kept clean. So when you come downtown, it feels welcoming and it feels safe.
What's something that Round Rock has today that you wish it had when you were younger?
All this stuff.
Everything.
Yeah, Rock and River and Old Settlers Park and Clay Madsen Recreation Center, which, we're not leaving that project behind too. That was passed to do some work on that facility in the last bond, and just having really the park and trails system, especially the trails. I live on the east side of town, and my boys are able to get on their bicycle and ride essentially completely on the trail and get a Slurpee at the Quick Trip, and they're out experiencing all of these amenities that we have, and riding on Brushy Creek and getting to go down there and play. So, and to think of that effort that we put in, those trails are not going anywhere, right? That's a community asset that's going to last forever, essentially. And to know that we get to continue to perpetuate that and bring on new amenities for, grandkids or great grandkids or people who haven't even moved here yet, we're going to get to experience those. It's really cool to be connected to this bigger picture and bigger story. And, it's our job to be good stewards of our time here.
Yeah, seeing the connectivity increase, especially over on the east side of town where I also live, has just been great. And I remember when I used to drive to Stony Point High School, there was Redbud and then there was Maze, and those are really the two north-south connections on the east side. I mean, you had A.W. Grimes that didn't go any south of 79. So that was so transformational to the area. And then, of course, now we have Kinney Fort as just another great access point. It's just really, as the population's grown, that roadway infrastructure is growing with it to just allow people to continue to get around.
Yeah, and Maze going all the way up north now is just, it blows my mind, even just in these last few years.
And the work on Wyoming Springs, out there, seeing them putting in bridges. I mean, it's amazing.
You had Creek Bend added for the same connectivity over that side of town also.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think is the biggest misconception folks have about Round Rock's budget or the budget process or the tax rate in general?
I don't know if this is really a misconception in Round Rock, but I think just overall, kind of in the public sentiment, is that we're compelling money from people without a plan to provide value to them. Mm-hmm. To me, that's incredibly important, that people know that, there are resources that you need to create a community, safety, security, transportation systems. And that's the reason we've all chosen as humans to live close to each other, is to have that collective be able to invest and create communities that are better than we would be out there on our own. And so to me, that's really important and drives me to feel good looking at myself in the mirror, knowing we have, a duty to spend people's money wisely and provide, value to them. And we don't want them constantly thinking about city services. To me, government services are best when they're like air. You don't think about every breath you take, even though I am right now with the heat. You want it to just be something that you expect, because people are busy. They want to grow their families, and they want to, achieve success in their careers or grow a business. And the less they're thinking about the services that we provide in general, the better, unless they're, excited to go out and, use the parks and trails and quality of life. But when somebody calls for a police officer or a firefighter to show up, we need to be there, we need to be there fast, and that comes with a cost.
Well, are you guys ready for that last and final wing? There is a tradition. This one is the final dab, so you can put a final dab on there. I don't see you guys crying too much yet. I knew you would take it.
Well, you said customary. That's like, oh gosh.
The viscosity is a little.
Yeah. Is that a dab? That's
Looks like a dab.
Kevin.
That's a dab.
Are you gonna dab it up?
I think so.
Get the dab.
I feel like I'm not bullying you, am I?
No.
Okay, good. Because I feel like you were gonna do it, so I went first. So
This is solidarity.
All you want to do is customary.
If we're anything, we're customary.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
This is the one that's like. Oh, I feel that dab right away.
Mm-hmm.
It really hits.
Kevin's getting sweaty.
I'm starting to feel it.
I think that dab just erased the left side of my mouth.
The thing is, as you talk, it digs deeper into your throat, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
So with that, Kevin, when you look at what's in this year's budget, some of it feels like a continuation of projects that have already been going on or projects that will be going on for a few years down the road. What does Round Rock look like in 2030? How does this budget play into that?
Yeah, so right now in Round Rock, we have a little over 139,000 friends and neighbors here in Round Rock. our population projection for 2030 will put us at 161,000. So that's a growth of a little more than 11% over the next 5 years. So the budget has to not only continue to provide the high-quality services Round Rock's current residents, but we also need to look well into the future to make sure that we're planning and investing in design of projects so that when 2030 comes, we're not behind, so we can stay ahead and be proactive in our budget process.
How are you feeling after that?
The last one was very hot. Definitely feel it all over my mouth.
You spoke English like the whole time. I could understand what you were saying. I feel like maybe the left side of my tongue is not functioning properly.
Like you just got done at the dentist. Like.
Yes, right, yes.
So what does Round Rock look like in 2030 to you?
Yeah, I get choked up thinking about how bright our future is. But yeah, in all seriousness, Round Rock in 2030, I think, remains a family-friendly, safe community that has invested in the right things and is focusing on, building what our people have come to expect, and that's great quality of life, having great jobs, continuing to have, employers want to locate their businesses here, having big projects like the district be well underway, having the depot townhomes be, more of those being built, having people coming and experiencing downtown, seeing the art gallery downtown and walking through the Paseo and continuing to have large community gatherings, having Old Settlers Park be completed and normalized, and having those amenities be expected by our community. To me, I think our future is incredibly, incredibly bright as long as we stay the course and continue to focus on the right things and support each other and be responsible for and accountable for what we're doing on the community's behalf.
Back in 2023, the Round Rock voters overwhelmingly approved our 2023 bond program. Mm-hmm. So what's exciting is over the next 5 years, we're going to see all those projects come to fruition. We're going to have 2 new fire stations. From this point forward, one's already been built, Fire Station 1. We're going to, in the next 5 years, add 2 additional fire stations. We'll have an expanded public works training complex. We will have the work at Old Settlers complete. We'll have a new downtown park right around the water tower. So there's a lot of incredible amenities coming. Yeah,
and I think those being executed well and us having, street cred, to use another one of our shows, to be able to come back and look at what we should be doing after that. So once those bond projects are done, there's going to be a lot of things and a lot of opportunities that we can avail ourselves of in the future. And knowing that we continue to execute the financial strategies that we have to be able to do this in a way that's sensitive to the people that get to pay for it, all the while knowing that they want to live in a place that they're proud of, that's building things and doing things and inviting new people in that are going to be able to experience this great experiment of Round Rock alongside us well into the future.
I heard nothing that either of you said, but it sounded great. Brooke's always a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Go and finish. You have to hang with him, Kevin.
Which one you take? The second hottest?
Oh no, he's cleaning it to the bone. No. He's going for it.
I'm hungry.
Can you do it, Kevin?
I can probably take some more.
We'll go for it. This is my boss. I can't not do what he's doing.
What?
That's also the premise of the show.
That's not our culture.
You said earlier he wasn't trying to bully us.
Right.
I know.
Yes, sir.
That's typical bully behavior.
I feel like after you take the first bite, it's all kind of the same from there.
Yeah, I think once your tongue goes numb, the rest of it's just fine.
Oh.
Not me, this isn't fun.
Kevin, have you drank anything this whole time?
I had a little drink of milk.
Okay. You are sweating. You are sweating.
I am sweating.
He's got science on his side. Because I think the water dilutes it and moves it around. and so you'd rather just have the localized focus pain.
All right, guys. Well, you made it through the wings, through the hot topics of the budget and the breakdown,
Y'all do
and through
like
the heat. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. Can we get a close-up on this? Check this out.
Pretty good.
Cleaned it to the bone.
My kids would be chastising me because like, you got to eat every bit of meat off that wing. I didn't really do as good a job as I should have.
Do they watch the show?
Watch
Hot Ones.
Oh, I don't know.
You'll have to ask them. They will now.
I don't think so.
They will now. So before we go, we're going to ask you to say something really quick on camera that we have scripted for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. This year's budget is about keeping pace with our growth and making sure every tax dollar delivers on roads, safety, water, and the amenities that keep Round Rock one of the best places to live. We're building today for the people who will call this home tomorrow.